Hi guys, I'm back. Thanks for visiting again. Just going to continue today talking about my journey and hoping that some individuals out there are able to get some information from this journey I've been on now since 2009. So again, like I said, I started listening to Abraham Hicks in 2009, and and then in 2014, I met my twin flame. So I was going to talk a little bit about that, and how that really was a huge component in my healing process, and what that means, and how it plays into there's nothing out there that can get us. There's absolutely nothing. We create everything. Our whoever we are. I don't even know who we are. My spirit isn't my soul, because my soul is infinite. So whatever this thing is that I came in as, right, this body, this energy field, created the dynamics and the environment in the world that I would experience once I got here. So we were dropped in, I believe, to a world that looks exactly opposite than what we want, right? We want freedom, we want love, we want acceptance, we want to know our self-worth and our value. And these are all the exact opposite things that we have. You may have heard David Icke, I think his name is, he talks about the inverted matrix. Which is what I would say we are in, because it's the exact opposite from what we want. In this world, in order to feel really, really good, we usually have to do something like drugs, and it never lasts, and it's really a surface fix to the void, really, that we have inside of us. All of us do. But there's nobody out there doing it to us. It's not the school system, it's not the government. There's nobody out there. There's nothing out there except for the video game that we created, the world, the environment that we created. So it's kind of like if you were to watch the video game Frogger. I don't know, I'm not really good. I never did video games. And you would play Frogger and you would think that those things, doesn't he jump from log to log? Oh, those things on those logs are there to ensure that he doesn't land on the log, right? And there is truth to that. There is truth that this is an obstacle, and we put obstacles in the game. But it's not them essentially that are doing it, because if you then go above that and you look as the video game player, you'll see it's just a video game that somebody created to provide obstacles. Because if there were no obstacles, then what would be the fun of the game? There wouldn't be one. So this is essentially what we're doing here. And again, a lot of the work that I do is shadow work, which is quite brilliant, really. Another way to put the law of attraction, that we create everything and everything is drawn to us. But we live in a world where we have been taught that everything is outside of us. So it's a very simple concept, but it can take a while to really get a hold of. And that's why we have layers of waking up. Because at one point I was very awake and I very much understood that there's a system out there that doesn't work, and it's completely backwards. And the intention, I thought, was they wanted to keep us down. They want to make us conform. They want to do this to us, and they do it because they are money hungry, they are power hungry, and they want to have complete control. And that to me was being awake, because I knew a lot of things that most people didn't see. I could see them very clearly. But as I've evolved, right, and it's interesting how I've been listening to the law of attraction the whole time, but there's layers to it that we have to climb. Each of us, right, have to climb it in at our own level and in our own way. So now I look at the individuals who think that, and I'm like, you are waking up, you're starting to get it, but there's more. And there will always be more. So where I'm at now is going to be different than I'm going to be down the road. You know, at some point in my life, I'm not really going to care about any of this because it's just not going to be that important for me. Right now, I feel like I want to share and I want other people to know this because I've watched a lot of YouTube videos, and I still do, and some of the absolute best individuals out there who are so smart and so caring and have such great information, but the message still is coming from them that there's these other people out there that are trying to do something to us. And so that really is the biggest message I want to bring, and that it takes a while. And a lot of individuals, some of the individuals I know who are close to me don't really understand this journey. So because I do the shadow work, when emotions come up, I let them come up. Now, what they don't see is that I am super conscious about them. I know that they're there. I know I'm getting angry, and I'm angry at the school system. But there's an awareness in me that knows that, and that while I'm angry, I'm surrendering, and I'm using the violet flame to transmute the anger inside of me and the feelings that are within my cells, right? From the trauma of the repression, the oppression, all of it. And so sometimes individuals are like, I don't understand. You know, you act like such a victim. And it's very interesting, so I have to remember their perspective. Yes, my trauma energy that still needs healed still feels like the victim. You are absolutely right. So when it comes out and I let it be exposed, because I have a hard time holding it in, though oftentimes I try to just go in the other room and deal with it, they're confused. So it's a very confusing journey, because I'm not defending. I am letting my anger and my emotions run through me and acknowledging that I have anger. I have disgust. I have resentments. I have the feeling that I don't know how to navigate this planet. I don't know how to do this earth thing. And I'm confused and I'm sad. All of these things are inside of me that are a part of my trauma wounds, my shadow, that we don't really like to talk about. We don't like to expose. But those are the essence of the things that we really need to expose. We don't have to expose it to other people, but we have to expose it to ourselves, and that these things are real. And that's really how we do the law of attraction, and that we take responsibility for how we feel in the moment. And if we are bringing blame to another person, if we are thinking that that person is doing something to me, we bring awareness to that, because that is going to happen. It is going to happen, and it's going to happen, and it's going to happen for years and years and years. And also the entire paradigm that there's something out there doing something to me inside. I have worked for a very long time bringing awareness to that exact construct, knowing intellectually in my higher mind that it's not true because of all of the episodes I've listened to, hours and hours and thousands of hours of Abraham, that I know it's not true intellectually. But then you're out in the world and somebody says something that seems right. My perception is that that's very mean and that hurts. And it's so easy to go into blame and attack. That's what we want to do first. That's what we've been taught. That's the paradigm. So first, right, this is many levels. You have to experience what you're feeling inside, recognizing it's yours, surrendering that, and also surrendering that you want to blame the other person. I wanted to lash out. I wanted to stand up for myself. If I don't defend myself, who's going to? If I don't, am I an idiot? Am I weak? I mean, all of these things are going to come up, guys, all of them. Because right now, if you ask somebody to just say, this twin flame is going to bring to the table to you almost every day for years something that's going to hurt. And you can't defend yourself. There's nothing to defend against. He doesn't even exist. He is here specifically for your wounds to be exposed. Does that make sense? It's a hard one. So one of the things that's really interesting is that, so we get programmed as children, right? That's the whole concept of the inverted matrix. Everything's opposite. So we think everything comes from outside of us. Even within most of the religions, there's a God outside of us that's doing everything. And we are at the whim of God. Is he going to have mercy on us? Do we need to fear him? Are we sinners? He's going to punish us, or that God is going to reward us instead of us as the creator. So this goes back really far, and it goes back very deep. It goes in very deep. So as we start to change our perspective and our perception, we can do it from the higher mind first, but then it's at the cellular level, it's still in there. So this is multiple layers of work happening at the same time. It's our feelings, it's our thoughts, it's our beliefs, it's our perceptions, and it's bringing awareness to all of it and having some kind of practice that helps remove that and transform it. Like I said, I work with the light, so I will call in the violet flame and the spectrum of light for transmuting, clearing, and healing. It seems like, to be honest, guys, I've been doing this journey for a long time. I've had huge surrender practice that took me like 5 minutes to complete every time I had a thought, to now just calling in a spectrum of light. It all works. It all works because it's intention. But finding something that you resonate with, and mine has changed over the years, to help. Really what you're doing is you're bringing a mindful awareness to what's going on inside of you at all levels. And sometimes it's just going to be crying, and you're crying so much that you can't stop. It hurts so much, and you're bringing awareness to the pain and the hurt, and you're just giving it up, transmuting it, surrendering it, whatever you're going to do for healing. Other times it's belief, sometimes it's anger, sometimes all we want in the world is for somebody else to suffer because they made us suffer, right? There's a lot of fight in us, which is part of the inverted matrix. But ultimately, we are here as humans, having a human experience in a game that we designed to get out of, essentially. And I guess that's mostly the big message for today. I talked about how I've been on a twin flame journey. I still am. I woke up this morning with a trigger after dreams. I have a lot of deep, deep abandonment wounds that most everybody has, to be honest. I find that if you're going to go down the chute, we all only have so many wounds, right? We're not lovable. We're not worthy. Abandonment, rejection, isolation. It's actually pretty simple. But how many layers we have to get to that, all of it, there's a lot. That's the journey, right? That's the intricacy of the journey. And I was so angry this morning. And I just was like, when is this going to be over? When is it just going to go away and be gone? And then I get up and I cry and I do my healing practices, and it all just goes away. It all just goes away. And while I'm in that hurt and that pain, I'm surrendering it. And I'm also surrendering this idea that somebody is doing something to me, and this idea that there's an end to this journey, right? Like, there's like this desire to get out of it, get to the next level, get to the next place, get to the next person. And that's part of this whole human thing as well, right? and surrendering that for the reminder that this is the game. He's not, getting away from him isn't the destination. No. He's part of the journey for me to have the experiences I need to continue to evolve and grow. And that evolving and growing is never going to end. There will always be something more, but it doesn't mean it's not going to change. But what we want is we want it to change in a way where we are clearing the vibration that brings in the continued repeated same patterns. So the other thing I was going to say is that when we're young, we have the pattern or the program set. Then we go out into life and we keep having the same things happen over and over again. Usually takes a while until we figure it out. But that which is the recurring program, the recurring cycle, continues to create hurt and pain. It hits the trauma, right? Hits the trauma wounds. And it's something that we then want to escape, of course. But what happens is once we recognize the pattern, then instead of running from it, we have to realize that the pattern that then presents is the way out. And this is where it gets really tricky, because individuals, I find that people think that I want to stop this pattern because I don't want to feel hurt and pain anymore. Usually what happens is once you recognize the pattern, then you use the pattern. You use what's in your environment to bring up your hurt and your pain and your abandonment issues and rejection issues, because we need to feel it to heal it. We need to feel it to heal it. I did absolutely not design it this way. I did. We all did. But we also didn't, right? As humans right now, from this perspective, like, who would create this design? Like, I have to feel it to heal it, and I don't just get to walk away. So no individuals really have this, this person did me wrong, I'm leaving. It's going to come back until you recognize that thing that is, those things that are the hardest are your way through to the other side, wherever that might be. I still don't even know, because it's all going to change. It's all going to continue to change, and it's going to be crazy. My twin flame has changed so much. Our journey is so different than when it started. And I can guarantee you that he hasn't done any work, because he hasn't, because he's here for me. I've done the work, and I can see myself. Sorry, guys. I am now vibrating differently, so his responses are different. Doesn't mean they're completely gone, because I'm still unwinding these old patterns, but I've seen huge difference. And we'll start to see the differences in our life. And at first it can be kind of slow, I can tell ya. But then again, that's my story. My story is slow and steady, because I wanted to experience everything. And I can tell you that when I go into my practice and individuals tell me what they're experiencing, I'm like, yes, I've experienced that, because that was part of my journey. So yours doesn't have to be so slow. Everyone's is a little bit different depending on what we chose. But this is how we use the things in our life that hurt us to evolve us. And it really does work, guys. And I'm going to keep going into this and probably use more examples of my twin flame journey and how that has been. And that even though it's been challenging, it has been one of the biggest gifts in my life. Biggest gifts. And he brought me my biggest gift totally, which is my son. So once you start seeing the gifts in the journey, it's another big game changer. But we can't just see them, right? It's about embodying that energy as well. And that's the difference, right? There's a difference between knowing and embodying it. And we start to really get into these specifics and how to make that happen. All right, guys. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, leave them below and I will try to answer. Thank you. Bye.